welcome you to this important press briefing. This happens to be our first presser after we announced our mutation from NGO-based activism to a political-based or civil society and general-based activism. We have been hearing a lot of people saying, what's your civil society? I would like to tell you that we are still in civil society, but not in civil society organizations. All of us are members of the civil society. As long as you are a citizen, you are a member of a civil society. So I'm still doing civil society activism, but it is not NGO-based activism. I would like to greet all the citizens of this great nation, wherever they are. I greet you and I thank you so much. Comrades, members of CFT, we greet you. Today, the Citizens for Transformation, a people-powered movement, has a special communication to make. I would like to talk about three important issues. We'll talk about elections. We'll talk about COVID-19, and will respond or react to the landmark decision which was made yesterday to reject an attempt for some people procuring people outside the country, yet we have the same services inside the country. These are some of the issues CFT is going to fight without fear or favor, that some people should think they can use our money to have services from outside, yet we have the same services in the country. It's the same spirit of lack of hope in our own systems that makes our politicians to go to seek for healthy services outside the country. It is lack of the same hope in our systems that forces them to send their children to do their education outside the country. And we recently saw it. We have very intelligent lawyers in the country. And somebody decided to go and procure lawyers elsewhere using our taxes. Now, comrade, the title of our press briefing is called Raising an Alarm on Unduly Elected President Mutharika and Incompetent Make Sinister Actions. Time to rescue Malawi from accidental and despotic leadership. People Power Movement. Our preamble. Fellow Malawians, members of the press here present, it is with sincere gratitude and honor that we, the members of Citizens for Transformation, People Power Movement, address you today on some important developments happening in this country, particularly those relating to forthcoming fresh presidential elections as well as COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, we would like to thank you all Malawians of goodwill, from Chitipa to Nsanje, and those in diaspora, for the overwhelming support you have rendered to us for the past 2 weeks following the announcement of the birth of Citizens for Transformation, People Power Movement. Your messages of encouragement and your resolve to be part of this historic movement are greatly appreciated. As we have said And as we said 2 weeks ago, CFT People Power Movement is not a political party, but rather a liberation, revolutionary, and transformation movement founded on values of human rights-based approach to social, political challenges facing our country, peaceful coexistence, rule of law, and active and patriotic citizenship. The movement is determined to rescue Malawi from executive arrogance, impunity, and social stagnation mostly associated with the current accidental and despotic DPP leadership, and advocate for meaningful, inclusive social, political, and economic transformation of Malawi. CFT People Power Movement is driven by our collective resolve and desire to contribute to the emancipation and rescuing of this country from the existing and any future predatory regimes that have and will stifle our economic, political, and social progress. It is in this regard that, as a short-term measure, we hit every strength and breath of Malawi with the gospel of never vote for DPP and its alliance partner UDF again, because they have messed up this country in many material respects. As alluded at our inaugural press briefing on the 1st April 2020, CFT People Power Movement has unconditionally and unequivocally endorsed the MCP, UTM, and other opposition parties' alliance in the forthcoming fresh elections. This is a message we will be preaching at all material times in the run-up to the fresh elections. My second theme is on matters relating to fresh elections. Fellow Malawians, today, we, the members of CFT, would like to record and submit our observations, concerns, and demands on the continued action by the accidental caretaker president and the incompetent electoral commission in circumventing the will of the people and their willful and blatant disregard for the rule of law and constitutionalism in this country. It is common cause that the High Court, sitting as a constitutional court on 3rd February 2020, nullified the 2019 presidential elections and declared President Mutharika as not duly elected. And the same implied that the Malawi Electoral Commission, under the leadership of Jane Ansah, failed miserably to manage our electoral process. And in the process, as a country, we spent billions, which now we can say we wasted our resources and time. Post the constitutional ruling, we have seen the caretaker president Mutharika and make commissioners blatantly disregarding the constitutional court order and further embarking on a reasonably likely pre-electoral rigging scheme, again, designed to undermine and circumvent the will of the people of this country. This is clear from the recent reports of numerous waves of attempts to manipulate and distort the voters' law through national registration system by, among others, allowing underage persons to register. And there have been a lot of examples where cases of people who are trying to buy the cards, the national registration cards. comrades and fellow citizens, the most painful thing is that all these things are happening, and the government of Peter Mutharika is not commenting anything. All these things are happening. MEC is not commenting anything. This implies that Malawi Electoral Commission, this incompetent Malawi Electoral Commission, has given the blessing to such practices. The question is, why are they quiet? As if that is not callous enough, we have also all seen how the caretaker president and MEC have shamelessly gone in public to attack the judiciary and our parliament for simply declaring Mutharika not duly elected, and MEC incompetent in managing the elections, which all know was marred by numerous systemic and deliberate irregularities. Ironically, the only person in the whole country, probably the whole world as well, who is supporting MEC incompetence is the caretaker president Mutharika, a scenario that raises even more questions on his already dented and compromised integrity. Fellow citizens, as we see it, it is weird and hypocrisy of the highest order for President Mutharika to accept one leg of the constitutional ruling that technically extends his being a caretaker president, while rejecting the other aspects of the same ruling that talks about the need to review our electoral laws, and that talks about the incompetence of this electoral commission. So you can see the hypocrisy, because the only reason why Mutharika is still the president of this country is the court's order. They extended that they can't be a vacuum. Let him, we are referring him as a caretaker because he's just taking care of this period. He has not been given a full mandate by the people of this country. So it is hypocritical that he enjoys one aspect of the judgment that gives him an extension, but reject other aspects by not committing to respect the decisions of the court and that of parliament. It is clear that in all this, the caretaker president Mutharika has acted with impunity and against the will of the people, whose quest for duly elected presidency continues to be delayed by selfish ambitions of Mutharika and the incompetent MEC leadership. As we have said before, all the political leaders, members of civil society organizations, the development partners community, and all Malawians of goodwill should never get tired of reminding President Mutharika that he was not duly elected. This means he is there because of the court's order. We have not given him a fresh mandate, and his job is to facilitate for a credible election rather than to frustrate the process. Indeed, Malawians should not give in to Mutharika and Jane Ansah's deceptive tactics of creating an impression that the constitutional court judgment that was given on 3rd February has no impact on his presidency. We are saying this because we are inspired by the Constitution, Section 12, that gives the authority to Malawians to delegate their power to those that govern. Therefore, we, the people of this country, we are reminding President Mutharika that was not duly elected. Therefore, he should take care of the country during this short period he has been given to manage. among other things he's supposed to do within this period, is to make sure that he listens to the people, he respects the institutions of governance, such as the court and the parliament. This movement does not recognize Gen Answer and its activities. Whatever they are doing, we do not recognize them at all, because they are incompetent, they are selfish, they are careless, they are irresponsible, and we cannot entrust our election in their hands. I should repeat that we at CFT do not recognize this make, and will never recognize this make. That means we can never even recognize the product out of this make. President Mutharika and this make should know that this country is sitting on a time bomb. You cannot impose a leadership rejected by the people on them. You cannot be a footballer in the same game and you are the one making decisions who should be the referee when everyone is not comfortable. In this, it's clear that probably President Mutharika and MEC, they have got joint objectives. And we are recommending the following. 1, that MEC chairperson, MEC commissioners, CEO should resign with immediate effect because they have no moral and legal mandate to administer a fresh election. This is not a new recommendation. We have said this before. But because they have not done that, we'll keep saying. Secondly, that the Speaker, in consultation with caretaker President, should call for the emergency Parliament meeting to retable, pass, and send back to the caretaker President all the electoral bills whose assent was unreasonably withheld by him. Besides, such a parliamentary meeting, or any meeting that we're recommending here, should take note that we have COVID-19. Therefore, they should follow all the measures required in ensuring that people are protected, including our parliamentarians. That Peter Mutharika should fire MEC chairperson. We are talking about MEC chairperson resigning by a choice, and we maintain that Peter Mutharika should fire, a thing Peter Mutharika insists that he can't. But since he has not done that, we are telling him that he should fire them in accordance to the recommendations which were given by PAC, a committee of parliament. That all political leaders, religious mother bodies, civil society leaders, development partners in Malawi should hold an emergency indaba to reflect on the situation on the ground. Because we cannot pretend that things are happening in this country when we know that we're heading to an election that will be disputed by people. This electoral commission does not inspire anyone. Anyone in this world would agree with us that we cannot go to an election with a very political electoral commission, an electoral commission that has fought together with the ruling party. They have gone to court together. They have done everything together. So they are a partnership. And we expect them to run an independent, credible, free, and fair election. We are appealing to the international community, the United Nations, the African Union, the EU and everyone, that they should impress it on Mutharika to say he cannot impose a failed and incompetent make on Malawians. That way, we are sitting on a time bomb. No amount of threats and intimidation will stop us saying this, because we have been told that they are having a lot of plans to deal with some of us. And some were blogging, some were saying, you know, Amarize Chipani, akuti Chipani, movement isi Chipani. Akuti Chipani sana fikepo achimarize isi. Actually, we are prepared for you. Actually, we are settling very well. The roots are deeply planted per ground. You'll be shocked. So we are calling for all people that believe in this country to come up together. You know, opposition parties should read this process. We can't continue complaining on social media when we know that we're heading our country to a danger zone. So this emergency Indaba we're talking about should also take into consideration that we have COVID-19, and we should ensure that measures are put in place to make sure that we meet while safe. Number 5, we're saying that at the expiry of 150 days given by the court, Peter Mutharika should no longer be recognized as caretaker president. This should also settle in the hearts of all Malawians to say the period that was given is 150 days. So as far as we're even recommending that this make should go, all these things should happen within 150 days. I just wanted to make this emphasis. We don't want any kind of extension. No attempts to extend our, the election will be accepted in this regard. And that if the current make chairperson, commissioners, and CEOs continue to disobey the court's ruling and that of Parliament and proceed to administer the elections, the CFT, People Power Movement, will mobilize all Malawians of goodwill and political parties to reject the results coming out of this flawed and illegitimate electoral process administered by an electoral make that is unacceptable by the people of this country. So let's be preparing. Tikonzekere, if we insist that these people will do that, we are heading towards a time bomb, and that some of us will not accept the results. The only wise thing that Mutharika can do is to make sure that there is a proper and new make to continue the process, because this make failed before and has already shown that their target is to manipulate the elections. The second theme is about the COVID-19 pandemic. We look at it somehow as a scapegoat to evade accountability on fresh election. It is being used thoroughly. When you analyze the decisions, you say, is this decision in good faith? Fellow Malawians, we are all aware and at pains to see how the unduly elected caretaker President Mutharika is working tirelessly in also politicizing COVID-19 response by either we have had reports that even organizations that are actually connected to the ruling are being given even some money to respond to COVID-19. We are investigating all that. Their mandate has got nothing to do with COVID-19, but we hear they're being given money. Yet, our professionals are still living in fear because they don't have even basic protective facilities. It is disheartening to see politically connected organizations getting benefits from this process. And it is questionable that this government is even asking people to contribute, people of goodwill to contribute towards the response to COVID-19, but they would want people to be contributing money in a bank that is actually questionable, that is highly connected to this government. So the question is, why not using other banks that can be used, but taking the same bank that everyone, even a child in this country, knows that it's connected to DPP? It is disheartening to observe that amid such attempts to plunder resources, our personnel in health are still struggling in their line of duty. The question is, as a country, how prepared are we from this pandemic? How can we contain the pandemic when we are failing to supply essential medical equipment? Fellow Malawians, with or without COVID-19, the caretaker President Mutharika should have been working towards facilitating the transition towards the fresh election, not using COVID-19 as an excuse to continue abusing his powers. In the absence of political legitimacy derived from the people, which we are waiting to do when we'll be conducting an election, which for now we know is not yet there, Peter Mutharika and his special cabinet committee on COVID-19 cannot, on high moral and legitimate grounds, spearhead a combat against this pandemic. We have seen how disjointed are their strategies in the same. Put differently, the caretaker President Mutharika must come to terms with the reality that we currently have two main priorities as a country, which are required to have decisive leadership. And these two many critical issues we have at hand is COVID-19 and the forthcoming elections. Both of them are very, very important. This is why it is important for Peter Mutharika as caretaker president to ensure that any COVID-19 government response touches on sensitive issues relating to fresh elections and require him to consult with all the electoral stakeholders. He cannot be making decisions which will have an impact on the elections without consulting other electoral stakeholders, especially the opposition. Rumors have it that there are plans to even do a lockdown. It seems like there is an attempt of copy and paste of all the strategies that are done elsewhere to be used here. Comrades all across the country and beyond, we know that one size fits all strategy in the response to COVID-19 will not work. The time we started hearing about this, we didn't have cases in Malawi. An intelligent leader should have sealed the borders to make sure that people who are coming in are properly scrutinized, screened, and ensuring that they are quarantined, so that the time they are declared free to come inside, we are all safe. But what did they do? They left all the borders porous, and they started copying some strategies elsewhere. We have stopped schools, we have stopped this. We are not saying that's bad, but what should have been the priority is to make sure that our borders are protected, to keep our people inside safe. But Mutharika never did that. Probably it was very quick and easy to say we are stopping gatherings, because we were even planning for demonstrations that time. So it was good to say we stop demos, we stop political rallies. But as you make decisions, our caretaker presidents would like to request you that you should make sure that you are thoroughly consulting all of us. You can't just be making decisions unilaterally as if this country belongs to the executive alone. This is why it is important that our response should ensure that we are all involved in decision making, because we are dealing with two important issues. We are saying, shut down that you are planning to do, we have heard so. How are you going to feed our people? Our economy is hand to mouth. And you want to do all these things just to make sure that maybe there is a delay in an electoral process. We are requesting the courts to say, please, at all the costs, ensure that we have elections as prescribed by the ruling that was given by the 5 Constitutional Court judges. Because Malawi is already in a serious crisis. We cannot afford to continue having more two crises. We are talking about COVID-19, and you know, where we are in a situation that we are lacking leadership. We need a fully mandated leadership to take over and spearhead this country forward. Finally, our reaction to the Supreme Court dismissal of South African lawyers' applications to come. Fellow citizens, I hinted from the beginning that there have been attempts by this government to ensure that there is any given opportunity for them to use our taxes against our will. We have Malawi Law Society with very capable and competent lawyers. The lawyers that have earned the respect of the world. Our judges and our lawyers are highly respected globally. Now, because this caretaker government and its make, things didn't go as they wanted, they had the audacity to take our money, to say they pay some foreign South African lawyers to come and help them. They thought maybe they would come up with a certain magic to turn things around. We should commend our court for rejecting such a huge appetite to continue plundering our hard-earned resources in this country. But we are aware that they already paid 50% of money. This is a lot of money, comrades. We are talking about millions. This money can go a long way in procuring protective facilities for our hardworking medical personnel. And as they were trying to procure the services outside the country, they didn't follow procurement procedures, as they have always done. Every time they use crooked procedures with an objective of probably getting kickbacks. Now, what we're saying is that we need our money back. Let this illegitimate and incompetent Malawi Electoral Commission use its own personal resources. We never sent them to do that. It is out of their selfishness they did that. Therefore, CFT says they must be personally held liable. Fellow citizens, I said already, we are terming a serious crisis in this country. And there is an attempt to divert our attention to COVID-19 so that we ignore other things. But we are going to tell them that we are going to fight against COVID-19 in the same measure and applying the same energy. In the same measure, we are going to fight in ensuring that we have a free, fair, and credible election in this country. No one should delay the people of this country for having a duly elected leadership. I just wanted people to see we have elite terms of reference in the agreement that is talking about, which people have talked about, almost 394, 250,000 US dollars was already paid to these so-called lawyers from South Africa. My friends, my comrades from South Africa, they were laughing to say, are you comrades turning mad that you can come to get lawyers from South Africa here? Don't you have lawyers? I felt ashamed, but I just said, oh, anyway, we have a lot of problems and diseases in our country. Probably this is one of the diseases that we're having. CFT will fear nobody. And we are telling you that whatever measures you are trying to work on, somebody was telling me to say there is something, I want to tell you, they are planning something evil on you. Comrades, I'm telling you, wherever you are sitting, we are prepared for anything. And let me call upon all Malawians. We have heard that they'll be doing strategic arrests to threaten those that have a voice. If they do that, whether COVID or no COVID, we are going to demonstrate. We are going to gather and fight for anybody that is going to be arrested. What's the meaning of life if you don't have a freedom? Is our country moving forward? So with this, I'm assuring you, the strategy says now that there is COVID, to have stopped gatherings, it's the strategic time to start arresting people so that people are kept at home. Muyerekeze. The people of this country are going to rise once again, and we're going to fight until we get our freedom back. Fellow Malawians, we should not take this impunity lying down. The officials at MEC who are responsible for this carelessness should be responsible for the payments and everything. This is our demand. This transaction has further widened the trench into which the moral standing of Jane Ansah, the MEC commissioners and its secretariat at MEC falls. They simply cannot continue to hold public office with these blatant acts of theft, disrespect to governing laws of this country, and their crafted impunity. Enough is enough. In conclusion, fellow citizens, as members of CFT, People Power Movement, will continue to closely monitor the implementation of the above mentioned demands relating to elections and COVID-19. May God bless Malawi and protect us all as we fight impunity and executive arrogance in the COVID-19 pandemic context. Let's remain focused. Osaopa. Just a quick one in Chichewa. Chichewa chomveka bwinoso. Tikunena kuti Amalawi konse kumene muli. Dziko lathu likudusa mavuto ambiri. tinamenya nkondo zisankho anazipanga nalifai. Jen answer uja apita Mutharika a president amene anapasidwa kuti ayendeseko boma kanthawi kameneka pakati ka ndi zisankho tuvotere president weniweni. Sakufuna kumva malamulo zimene akunena, makoti zimene akunena ndi zimene parliament ikunena. Pachifukwa chimenechi, that's why sakufuna kupanga fire Jen answer. Taonani ma reports akubwera all over the country amene akunena kuti anthu afika ndipo malemba tiyana ting'ono akufuna tizavote. Afikaso poma pangaso anthu azichoka kunja azirowa kuti naonso alembese kuno ku Malawi. Taona ma social media ma tracks akuyenda. Taona zinthu zambiri zikuchitika zomwe ndita kunena kuti nzomvesa chisoni kwambiri. Zimene zikutanthauza kuti vuto lijatina liona zisankho za dusazi mwina pano palika vuto lalikuluso kwambiri. Chifukwa kubera kuchita kuonekera poyera. Zonsezi zikuchitika amekisa kuyankhulapo china chilichonse. Zonsezi zikuchitika apita Mutharika sakuyankhulapo china chilichonse. A President Mutharika, the only thing he had to say ndi kuyankhula speech, kuyamba kuyankhula za bloodsuckers, kuyamba kupanga accuse President Chakwera, zinthu zosaziwika bwino. Kapena inali njira yoti azithawa nkanizi ziri kukoti za marubino. Asamati uze zinthu zoti tonse tikuziziwa. Kanija ya marubino ili kukoti. Azitana kukoti komweko, koma zote azipanga divert attention ya anthu pa zinthu zofunikira, kuyamba kunamizira anthu kuti akuti ndamena kupanga zakuti. Zimenezo tikuti zite. Amalawi tukufuna tikupempeni. Chonde Amalawi. Jen answer ndi meki tisalole kuti ayendeseso zisankho. Ifeyo ku CFT movement yomwe ndi yanu imene ife tikusanga kuti mwayilandira bwino. Amalawi all across kuchokera kuchitipa paka kunsanje ayilandira movement ndipo akuikonda kwambiri. Even kunjako tili ndi ma members ochuluka. Tikunena kuti sitizaroraso kuti Jen answer ndi gulu lawo atiyendesereso zisankho. Chifukwa anthu awa ndi olepera ndi okubaso. Achina Jen answer milandu yakanika koti apanga izi yaisa andakara kuenda limozi ndi DPP. Kumapita koti kupanga izi akupangira limozi. Nanga tizidabwa kuti apita Mutharika kukanilanji kumuchosa Jen answer. Ali pamozi. Ndeti ngarore kuti anthu amenewo ayendeseso zisankho. Plani ndiyoti aika amenewo anthu ambiri akale discouraged. Kwambiri kumene kuti a opposition kuti anthu ati tisavote anthu akalaso Jen answer. Ndifuna ndinene kuti Amalawi chaka chomvesa pen and woipa ndi chimenechi. Ifeyo we should be committed. Zisankho zichitike within 150. Ndipo zisankho zikachitika tikavote mwaunyinji. Koma tinene kuti situkurupira kuti meki ingaendese zisankho. Chifukwa analepera andaonekeratu kuti ndi orepera already. So pachifukwa chimenechi ife ku CFT tikuti ife Jen answer ndi azinzawo akumeke aje zonse zimene akupanga situ kuzipanga recognize. Ndiye tipereke chenjezo kwa President Mutharika achina Jen answer ndi gulu lawo kuti aziwe kuti ife Amalawi sitizarola marizati azisankho ngati apitirize ndi Jen answer ndi gulu lawo kuti aziyendesa zisankho. Tikunena kuti mwina ngati akufuna kuti akufuna kuti tizingotaya nthawi ngati ziko apitirize, ife tinauza kale kuti situkuwafuna. Nde akazatusa marizati, there is no way njoka ingabereke nkosa. sizingatheke zimenezo. So we cannot expect sweet to come from bitter. Basi zinthu zowawa zona kachaso muyembekezere kuti mpezamo uchi. Nde ifeyo ngati CFT tikunena kuti tigwirane manja kuwakana amenewa koma kalimbikirabe tikufuna tiauze izi akazarengeza zisankho zawozo ifeyo zona tizakale tikuonaso Gen answer kuti yayi Gen answer chakuti zakuti akazangorengeza kuyerekeza zimenezo ifeyo sitizarora zibwana ndipo tizapanga mobilize Malawi chifukwa taauza kuti inu izi sitikuzifuna sakumva nanga player wanji yeyo timu yonse timu yanzawo ikukana kuti uyu sitikumudarira player kuti no ine ndikufuna omweyo. It means player ndi referee wagwirizana zina zache nde Malawi tsalore. That's why ameki panopa apanga anthu register even ana ngono chifukwa ali pa plan koma tikuchenjezeni ngati pali chisankho chimene timake ndi chimenechi and CFT yamba kupanga mobilize brilliant young minds achinyamata oziwa za technology. Tikufuna anyamata aja china Bendro ndi achina Suleiman ndi azinzawo panopa tikufuna tikale nawo even over 100 ngati muna yaruka ndi anthu awiri atatu mukonzekere kumene tikulowerako sitirola zopusa ndipo achinyamata nditu wakubwera akuti CFT tikufuna titandizane paka tisinte. Tinanena kuti ukaona kuti galimoto mapistoni akungovuta muyese kukonza kuvuta the next decision mugwene nditu mchose piston ija muike ina ndizimene tufuna tipange pano ziko lino likulepera kuyenda chifukwa lilibe captain wote angatitandize so tikufuna tichose zimenezi. Pankani ya COVID-19 tikuona ngati ndi njira imozi imene kugwirisidwa ntchito kumapanga ma decisions boma lili kumapanga ma decisions osapangaso konzati azinzawo. Amalawi tidziwe kuti panopa tindi mavuto akulu awiri zisankho ndi za COVID-19 then kani zizi zikuyenera ziyendera limodzi akamapanga ma decisions kuti taresa ma gatherings akuyenera kumapanga konzati even anzawo amene akupanga nawo zisankho. Tikumva takufuna kupanga shutdown ife kumadabwa kuti azati diesa chani ife Amalawi ma copy and paste zomangotengera kuti kwakuti apanga chakuti na fese tupange chakuti zimenezo zikuyenera zite. Ndetu kunena kuti COVID-19 iliko timenyana ndi COVID-19 iyi munjira imozi ndi mpamvu zonse zimeti nazo in the same way timenyeneso ndi nkanza zimene zikuchitika kuzisankho so zonse ziyendera limodzi. Ku Tanzania ko anangolimbisa chitetezo cha maboda panopa zinthu zikuyenda everything is normal mudziko koma kunoko tikungomva kangomva kuti kwakuti apanga chakuti naonza kutipanga zimenezo unoti arawu kuti wina agwirise ntchito mavuto amene naowa kupanga suppress zinthu zina. Chomaliza tingowatokoza a court ndi decision imene apanga kuti maroya amafuna kubwera kuchoka ku South Africa awo kuti azayimire meki azisateke zimenezi zona Malawi mukutiuza kuti tilibe maroya anzeru mno Malawi kuti maroya amene anagwesa meki ndi kuba kwawoko siya Malawi momwe ziko lonsera pansi likuyamikira maroya athu ziko lonsera pansi likuyamikira ma judges koma poti anthu andale wanazorowera ana onse ali kunja kuphunzira masukulu ana athu kuno ife amphawi tikuvutika ana awo akadwara ndiwo akadwara amapita ku John amapita ku England oro kungomva ndithu mutu kungowawa sangapiteso zipatala za kuno. That's why sakala ndi chidwi choti kukale mankwara sakala ndi chidwi choti aziyalipiraso bwino masalary ma civil servants because they don't care. So ifeo tukwatokoza court kuti anakana nkanza zimenezo koma tamva kuti ndalama zina apereka ma milioni ankani tikuti ndalamazo tikuzifuna ndalamazo alipire Gen answer ndi azinzawo nde ifeo tikunenesa nditu kuti Malawi tigwirane manja, tionesese kuti wina asatinamize ngati dziko. COVID-19 ndi matenda akulu akufunika kuti anthu tonse tizikala pansi kumagwirizana kutandizana kuti titane ndi matenda awawa. TPP kapena Peter Mutharika ndi committee imene akuti yama ministers oti alibenso capacity, oti they don't have even knowledge za health, aitenga ngati campaign yopangira kumanamiza anthu. Even kuli ngongole ya madefu agogo ena kumuzana ndi mbira akuti tipite kwa DC tikalembese ngongole ya Peter Mutharika. Zona ndalama zathu kumanamiza anthu kuti ngongole ndi ya Peter Mutharika. You make people poor so that you can easily manipulate them. Even za ngongole zimene akunenazi osatenga bwanji ndalamazo achite contribute to the response ya COVID-19. So tikuona kuti matenda athu kuno ku Malawi si amozi, tindi matenda ambirimbiri. Ndi Malawi tikale cheru, ifeyo tikunena kuti Gen answer ndi azinzawo atule pansi. Peter Mutharika, fire them. If you don't, tikuneneratu kuti mkonzekere kumene tikupitako sitizarora zopusa zina zili zonse kuchokera ku meki. Amalawi chonde mundimvesese tiyambe kukonzekera. Tikazangoona zopusa zikuchitika ndi meki sazarore. So tizita ndrama tikuziwabe kuti kusogoroko tizazikana zimene meki kupangai. Funzo limene likupita kwa President Mutharika, the international community, AU, SADC, United Nations, chonde mwakazike pansi caretaker president atuwa. Mwauze kuti zimene mpangazo nzibwana zisanko ndi chinthu chachikulu kwambiri pa dziko lina lilonse. You cannot impose muntu amene sakumufuna anthu uzingoti Gen answer pitiriza. Lero mutakuoneka kuti ndi mphamvu kwambiri. Mutakumaona kuti you use because matamangira kunena kuti I order the army, I order the police. Ndikufuna ndikuuzeni. The army you are talking about, the police you are talking about, ndi Malawi so. The citizens of this country. The pain imene tikumva ife Malawi na onso amamvaso pain. Nthawi imazakwana zinthu zimatembenuka. One. Nthawi imazakwana anthu omwe kunena kuti our command wakuti should deal with you. Imazakwana and they will not fear anything. They will tell you uli ndi mfuti kuti ndiwombere. So siti kufuna kuti tifike kumeneko ngati dziko. Malawi ndi dziko la mtendere. Tiye tikondane ngati dziko tiyende limodzi. Timange dziko limodzi ili. Kulibe tumbuka Malawi, kulibe chewa Malawi, kulibe lomwe Malawi. There is a Republic of Malawi. So we are here kutanaso ndi nchitidwe woma panga divide ya Malawi as CFT. Ndikuchokoze na Malawi ndipo ndikudziwa kuti chichewa chimene chindayankura chimveka mumene situmvesesa tiziuzana kuti comrade amatanthauza zakuti. Comrade akunena kuti Gen answer ayi. Tisarore zimene akupangazi. Zimene akutanthauza kuti tikudziwa kuti amene are not competent. Simple. COVID-19 government should involve other stakeholders as gwira ntchito limodzi. Iyi ndalama imene alipira ku South Africa tamva kuti anasayinirana kuti ndalama yonse akuyenera kupereka. We will monitor this. Tufuna ndalama ibwerere iyi nayo isatulukeso. Zikomo kwambiri.
Thank you so much. That was the press statement from Citizens for Transformation Movement, delivered by the Commander-in-Chief, Timothy Mtambo. The floor is open now for questions. We'll be taking 3 questions from 3 journalists. If you're ready, I think you can raise your hand for recognition. Thank you so much. I think we can start with you. If you come up behind the mic, please.
ine Ndandruka Dzonda wa kuchisomo radio ndimafuna nditadziwapo kunoti azipanizo tsutsana nena kunoti iwo alokonzekera kunoti akhoza kuyimira nawo pa zisankhozi chifuna kuti akudziwa kunoti amekiwa akupangira dala kunoti azipanga akakamilebe pa udindopa njengoti anthu aliphele kuyimira pa zisankhozi ndiwo anena kuti akhoza kudzayimirabe ndithu chifuna kuti akudziwa kuti iwo akhoza kudzapambana ndiye ino mukunena kuti simukufuna kunoti iwo apitirize kupanga zazisankhozi zimenezi ndicho ngonoti mwina akhoza kudzaberaso ndesi uzoti mwina pakhoza kukhala ngati mwina ngati contradiction chifukwa kuti akuona ngati pali ngati iwo they wanted kuti there is afuna apangidwe frustrate ndiwo safuna kuti akhala ngati apangidwa frustrate funso lina lachiwiri ndiona kuti mwakhala mukupereka mauthenga kwa United Nations komanso AU ndezimaoneka ngati kuti azitsogoleri amene wawa a AU komanso a United Nations samapanga respondi china chilichonse chimene chingaperekedwe kwa inuyo ndeso nzoti mudzapanga follow up yotani kuti mudzatsimikiza kuti azitsogoleri a AU ingakhalenso a United Nations alidi pambali yona kuti athandize mtundu wa Malawi zowambiri.
May I humbly request you to introduce yourself before you ask your questions? Please, the second one.
All right, I'm Dorigan Tenji from NATO 9. Since you have ventured a political movement, the DPP government has promised to put all the blames on you during the past demonstrations, since you happen to be the leader of the HRDC. The second question is, I had an interaction with several people to do with your new move on the movement. People feel like you have used them to achieve your political motive. I don't know what's your take on that one as well. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is John Namaringa Jr. from Capital Radio. I've got two questions. One is to do with your call for people to reject results if at all the Malawi Electoral Commission is going to conduct the elections. I understand that your movement has endorsed the MCP and UTM alliance. If in that scenario where elections are conducted, if UTM and MCP in their alliance win the elections, are you still going to mobilize people to reject the results? And also another thing is to ask if you could come out clear on an issue you have pointed out that with or without COVID-19, if the worst comes to worst, you are still going to ask people to demonstrate on the streets. Were you saying this rhetorically, or you really meant it that this would happen? Thank you.
I think you take up those questions from the three journalists first.
All right. Thanks very much. Ndiambire romaliza. Funso romanena kuti with or without COVID-19. When we continue seeing this impunity, are we going to mobilize a Malawi? Yanko ndikunena yes. Ndipo situ kuchezaso. Tidziwe chintu chimodzi. Sisi kutanthauza kuti poti tili ndi matenda kapena COVID-19 ndi maufulu onse basi atheratu. That we are cooperating kuti tikudziwa kuti kuli matenda ndetu kumvera zimene tikuzidwa. Sisi kutanthauza kuti ngati sitinasangale ndi china chilichonse sitingapange react. Timvesese kwambiri pamenepo. Ngati wina, because in mayankula zimenezi tamva kuti akuti ayamba kumanga anthu, knowing kuti anthu they cannot even say anything, they will be on shutdown azingokara. Zikufuna tiwauze kuti constitution maufuru even to demonstrate cannot be suppressed by COVID-19. So we are going to observe all the measures to make sure that our people are safe. Ndi matenda awa koma wina asatitengerezi bwana kumane yakuti poti tili ndi chidachi then tita kupanga china chilichonse chimene tikuganiza. So izozo situkuchezaso panali funso lonena kuti you endorsed MCP UTM alliance. Nde akazawina ndi meki, are you going to reject? I'm telling you, we are saying in principle we do not agree with this meki. So we said clearly to say we do not agree with what this meki can do, because it is incompetent. You see, so principles must be principles. Meki mene, we do not agree with it. And panali sofunso limene it was linked to the same limene wina ananena kuti ma political parties alliance ananena kuti we are going to do this election whether somebody likes it or not. Actually, I say the same again. That's why nanena kuti 150 days ija ikazango dusa tilibe president. Zisanko zikuyenera kuchitika no matter what. So position ya ma political parties ena ndi position ya movement ndi zinthu zosiyana. By principle tinanena kuti we don't trust Gen answer. We can't change like chameleons today kuti we trust Gen answer. And kufuna ndikuuzeni, even ma political parties ari mu alliance sakumufuna Gen answer. That's why akulimba nabe ndi Gen answer paka na lero. Zimene ananena zija amanena kuti ku Kenya anapanga dala kuti apange discourage kuti antu asakavote. Ife tukwauza Malawi, even movement kwauza Malawi kuti zisango zikuyenera kuchitika within 150 days ndipo Malawi mukavote. So in this regard mumvesese bwino bwino. Malawi tikare cheru. Let's make sure that tizamake zisankos. Whoever administers that. Koma CFT says we don't trust make and zikanaka zanzeru in principle zimena kanapanga caretaker president atu ndi meki ndikuonesesa kuti before it is too late aike ma commissioners ena maundivesesa ma comrades aike ma commissioners ena chifukwa chisanko is based on trust. Mukamapita kuchisanko timakandi trust kuti electoral commission ija itiyendesera bwino chintuchi. Koma as it is panopa we don't have trust. So ngata kusewera kupanga njuga zoti azati na miza Malawi ndi kumaremba tiana kumapanga zakuti kumaitana ma experts kuti tikunena kuti ifeo ngati movement sitizalola a product that is coming from a process yorakuika. Nditu ndikuuzani oro mutafunsa kunjako kuti zona zisanko mumapita kuzisanko pamene antu ma players ya zisanko sakudalira independent commission yo akuyankana orazunga kuuzani kuti no, it's questionable. Is this kufunika so wise man to come from the east, wise man kuti akuuze ndi I'm a philosopher. Here there is a problem. No, the basics. You can't trust and what aononga zisanko. Tamba registration process ina amba kuonongaso. Mukuchita kuona muzingonena kuti abasi omweo. So if a position yatu ndiyoti tikunena kuti Malawi zisankos whoever is managing them TNT make timakatu ndipo nanena kuti tikufuna ma experts anyamata ambakare kubwera ma experts ndetu kufuna andu ngati achina Suleiman aja zakare nawo even oposa 100. So as you are planning kuseru komziweso kuti na feso we are planning to defend. So make sitima darira panali funso ra United Nations kuti mapereka ma report AU. Let's not think to say andu amene wasama yankura ndi boma ratu. Ma report tikapereka ama yankura ndi boma. Kuma boma ndiro samva. Ima kwa na ntawi oro ma international partners ama zafika kuti atopa. Kuma ifetu kwauza kuti tipitizabe kumapasa ma reports. Kuti pamawa akazaona zinzora kuika zikuchitika kumarawa zaziwe kuti vuto ndi akuti. ndibwerezeso tikunena kuti we don't trust this make. If this make continues pamawa, if we are going to reject zimene kunena ma results yao. It's a matter of principle. Akuta DPP, they will put blame on Zamadem on me. Put in that in Sogore wa HRDC. It's actually laughable. I know they are saying they have got 500 cases of me. Zona, mundu aparamure case number 1, mukungo miyangana, number 2, mukungo number 3, paka 500. Tikamanena kuti ufiti ndi umenewo. Ndepe mporatu na ili. TNTCA kumasemerana tizinyau. Kuti muntu akamayankura akamakuzuzurani kuyamba kupanga timirandu. Ndikudziwaso panopa mwakara kumene muliriko mkufunafuna mirandu. Koma let me tell you one thing. Ifeo dziko litima likonda. Ndipo amalawi tikusimikizireni konse kumene muliri. CFT igwira ntchito ndinu amalawi. Ndipo ndikupempeni kuti tiye ndipange support aliyense amene akutandizira kuti dziko lilongosoke lisinde. HRDC ndi bungwe lanu. Tiye ndiyapase support azisogolera HRDC. Zipani zonse zimene zikufunira Malawi zabwino amene unde abale ya CFT. Tiye ndiyapase support yokwanira. Nde zinthu zomanena kuti they will put blame, they will do what. I know some of us you killed already, we are dead. How many attempts have you tried to kill us? We know probably you are cooking others. We are watching you. For the sake of this country, sitiza opa winari yensi. Ndipo ndifuna ndikuuzeni kuti CFT movement taipeleka mmanja mwa Mulungu. Mulungu yeka namba nafe. Ndipo Mulungu yeka maliza nafe. If God is with us, no one can be against us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Because of time, please, can we have the last set of questions?
Zinanga di John Poga in Zodiac. Mwa kambankhani yakuti aboma kapena DPP akufuna kugwiritsa ntchito COVID-19 pofuna kupanga frustrate chisankho. Tikaonetsetsa DPP ndi angapo ena akatenga kalata zawo zofuna kuti azapikisana nawo pa chisankho. Zipani zimene niyo mukuzi ikira kumbuyo ngati MCP ndi UTM sana katenge. Tine kuti kupita kwa DPP kukatenga kalata zimenezi sikukuonetsa kuti mwina ali ndi chidu kuti chisankho chikhale kodi andiwo ndokonzeka kupikisana pa chisankho chimenechi. Muna fotokoza fundo yakuti international community, African Union and UN alowererepo kuti mwina zinthu zilongosoke mdziko muno makamaka kumbali ya commissioners abungwe la MEC. Sindikudziwa kuti mufuna agwiritse ntchito njira yanji potengera kuti dziko la Malawi ndi dziko loyima palokha, a sovereign state, and ma international community amene mukunenawo amalimbikitsa kuti maiko paokha azipanga deal ndi mavuto awo osalowererapo. Mukufuna agwiritse ntchito njira zanji kuti athandize pa vuto limene lipoli?
Thank you. My name is Andrew Nyondo from Nation Publications Limited. I have got only 2 questions. First of all, I have a question on the allegation that has made that DPP is yet in another rigging scheme by registering children who are underaged. If we are to go by that statement, then we can say maybe that the game is on. But that should be a problem at the moment. What are the solutions you think can be taken on board immediately to stop this? Secondly, you also have a question on the issue of lockdown. You have also spoken against that. but we have seen maybe other countries implementing that, and the government has gazetted it as one measure to combat this outbreak. But maybe if you see it necessary that we should have a lockdown, what advice can you give to government on the issues it needs to follow, and how best can the government do this to ensure that maybe people in this country are not facing negative effects of that lockdown? Yeah, I just wanted to get your clarification on these two issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think you can take those questions.
All right. Let's talk about Funso Loyambira, Normaliza. What measures Imenitinga Panga advise government to do before they even get to issues to do with lockdown? You know, people have spoken. Even the UTM president had a presser where he effectively also advised government measures they can take. What would be the meaning of lockdown if they have not effectively protected even our health personnel, basics, protective facilities? When we talk about ventilators, equipment that are needed to respond to this, how many do we have? Even basic beds, if we are to have a big challenge that other countries are facing, where are we going to even put our people? So we are hearing about billions of money, put to respond to this issue, but we cannot see what government can show background kuti akupanga zotere. Ndizimene timanena pamayambiriro kuti akanaka boma raturi tikana panga shut down, my borders. The first thing they should do is to lock down the borders, so that before tsana kare ndi mavuto ambiri muno Malawi, apange lock down ya borders umo akare strict, and aonesese kuti ife ya Malawi we are protected mkati muno, rather than kumangotamangira measures oti amva kuti kwa kutapangaza kuti nawonso tipanga chimenechi. Ndifuna ndikuuzeni, why are we suspicious? Timaamva anthu akumayankhula kuti aunanso adada panga lockdown, aunanso, they are using it ngati njira imodzi yoti they should suppress anthu. But we want tikamapanga respond kumavuto atuwa, let's do it honestly. That's one thing I wanted to emphasize. Secondly, there was an issue yonena kuti kupanga register ana. It's not a secret. Tikuziona tonse. And why are we suspicious to say it's a rigging strategy? Boma siri kunena po kantu. Amexa kunena po kantu akungoziyangana. And in the same measure, funso tinazabwera kuti aboma akonesa kuti they are committed kuti zisankho zichitike. For instance, akarawayambira ukatenga ma nomination papers and everything. Do you know what the word hypocrisy means? Hypocrisy, actually, you'll be doing something to give an impression, to say you are committed to this, while in real sense you don't know. If Mutarik and his government, they were committed to an election, the first thing to do was to fire Jane Ansah and the team. Because for now, we don't have a commission that we can trust. The second thing, they should have made sure that they're respecting what the parliament, even the court, is saying. So they are going because they know that they are correcting those nomination forms to their team. Because it's only Mutharika in this electoral process, Mutharika and DPP, they are the only people who are comfortable with this make. So that's why actually they're even rushing to go there. So we shouldn't be surprised, but would like to say that if to wapanga encourage Malawi, the solution to all these things is to make sure that Kanya's sanko tizateteze sanko Secondly, let's make sure that we should continue putting pressure to say Gen answer ndi make asaendese sankosi. Chifukwa zizavuta kukhulupirira zosatira zawo. Koma I would like to encourage my political parties amene akakale pa ballot. They should continue encouraging anthu to register. They should encourage them to vote in their large numbers. But they should also continue fighting to say this make should get out of our electoral commission. Because you do not expect kupereka, you should give an aina to take care of your goats. Zona kumpasa aina kuti aina chonde mdisamalire mbuzi hizi. As good as you are saying, start eating. You understand? So for some of us, when we look at this make, we cannot entrust this make with our electoral process. So we are in a very difficult puzzle as a country. But we are warning people, at least if you tumafuna kuyankula chilungamo, we don't want to go kumazungulira mbali. The biggest solution ya mavuto atuwa, Gen answer you, ndi azinzawo achokeko kumeki. Chifukwa zavuta kuwakurupirira marizati yao. Funso la sovereignty, we are in a global village. We are connected. Ndife family imozi as a group. The international community has got what we call the responsibility to intervene. That's why izintu zikala kuika ziko lina lache UN imapanga intervene. It doesn't mean that they don't respect sovereignty. And saka kamiza maboma kuti asainire za ku UN, asainire za AU. Sanamira za United Nations and the African Union ndizokonda ntendere ndiza chilungamo. Koma pali chilungamo china chilichonse kumanena kuti Gen answer pitirize kuendesa zisankho zathu pomwe tikuona kuti zachiziwikire kuti anthu akubera. Ningomalizisa funso limene linafunsidwa sopoyamba lonena kuti anthu ena kumanena kuti you used HRDC. Koma satana mmalawo muno ndambiri. How can I be part of the formulation of Chintu and use it? HRDC, I still support HRDC, and I will support that organization because I believe in HRDC. Timvesesane pamenepo. Pamenepo, we have just added another fire. HRDC will continue burning. That we now ganza kuti aimalizisa HRDC akunama. Citizens for Transformation movement hii ikaraiweka moto. Tindima platforms ambiri ya civil society, but we don't have platforms that deals with political issues in this country. That's why CFT yabwera. Kuti pamena civil society akamafika hapa, ife tuzionjezera moto kuti ano hapa someza karira hapa akuru wasatitandiza mwina awata kutitandizako. Moto umene ndio civil society sitingapange. So movement si ya ineyo iai. Ndi movement ya Malawi. Oro ineyo gazamba kupanga zopusa Malawi. Musazandisiye. Nditu mzandi menyere mademo. Muzapanga china chiti chonse. Including HRDC, CFT. The membership ya CFT cuts are close. And watch pan change and to the coming. Ndipo if the day will announce kuti this is how and what our membership is, you'll be shocked. Comrades, you'll be shocked. People have embraced this thing and have dedicated this organization to Malawians. This is the only political platform that belongs to citizens, not to political leaders. So we give it to Malawians. And tukunena kuti we will not go kuna kwache kuti andu tipase drama chanchan. We want Malawians to finance themselves. This thing, and wakamandi mbira kuti tukufuna kama t-shirts kwa kuti nuti mutandizane kumene ko pesa ndrama mpange ma t-shirts. Tukufuna ownership. Timvesesane. Tukufuna ownership kuti andu achipange own chintu chinchao. We want us to be independent. Kuti wina samabwere kuti tukufuna kupanga zakuti msapange zimenezo. Chifukwa ndakupasa ndrama zanga. Ai kulibeso za ndrama panopa. Amalawi, let's accept this movement This movement is not only about zisankho yena kuti ndiya zisankho iya ipitiriza kaya arasi ikazawina kayamba kupanga zosarongosoka, the movement of Malawians will rise against them. So this movement will be there now and forever, and Malawians should own it. And we are not using anyone. That party you have used what and what. I've not used anything. Actually, HRDC is our organization. It is your organization. Your propaganda ya chaba kuma igurisa DPP. He has used this for political. Which political? Am I looking for positions? I have no time for that. I am a warrior who will be in the jungle with you comrades, fighting any predatory attempt by any regime to take us backwards, because we want to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, our Commander-in-Chief, for CFT. Once again, thank you so much, our journalists, for making yourself available this morning. We have come to the end of our presser. We appreciate your presence. May God bless you. Can we have our closing prayer, please?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for being with us during this press briefing. We ask you so that everything we have discussed in this briefing should be able to uplift the lives of Malawians out there. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you so much.